Rain follows him every time he goes out to kill. It was not a coincidence or luck, but a pattern that never breaks. It's almost like the sky itself knows what he's about to do, because the man who never hesitated before is about to face a moment that will stop him cold. And once that happens, there's no going back. An assassin is sent to kill an alien queen and steal the core inside her, a mission he's completed countless times without question. But everything changes when the target he was meant to destroy saves his life instead of fighting back. What he uncovers next forces him to question everything he's ever believed, including who the real monster is. The story begins with a man who doesn't question anything, a weapon shaped into human form. He was trained to complete missions, never to understand them or feel anything beyond the task. His objective is simple: kill the alien queen, take the core she carries, and return. After that, he's promised freedom, something he's never truly known. But even before the mission begins, something feels off in a way he cannot explain. The moment he steps onto the ship, chaos has already taken over. Screams echo through the air, and blood spreads across the wet wooden deck under the falling rain. He's not the first one here, and that realization changes everything. Other creatures have arrived before him, tearing through guards without hesitation. They are not here by accident, and they are not here to destroy randomly. They want the same thing he does. He doesn't stop to question it because that's not how he was built. Drawing his twin blades, he moves forward with the same cold precision he always has. The corridors burn with smoke and fire, bodies scattered everywhere in his path. Some guards are still alive, still trying to move, but he doesn't slow down. To him, they are just obstacles, not people or something worth noticing. Deeper inside, he reaches the final corridor, where the last guards make their stand. They are wounded but determined, holding their ground in front of a sealed door. The moment they see him, they raise their weapons without hesitation. There is no negotiation and understanding, just resistance. And to him, that means one thing: they are in the way. Before he can act, everything changes in an instant. A sudden wave of heat floods the space, overwhelming and blinding. His vision collapses as the world around him burns away. The last thing he sees is destruction, fire consuming everything, and then darkness takes him completely. For a moment, it feels like the end. When he wakes up, the world is completely different from what he remembers. The fire is gone, replaced by a quiet gray sky stretching endlessly above him. Sand presses against his back, and pain runs through his body like a reminder that he's still alive. But the biggest shock is not the place. It's who is beside him. The alien queen, the very target he was sent to kill, is kneeling next to him. Her hands glow with a soft blue light as she carefully heals his wound. There is no aggression in her movements, and no fear, just quiet focus. The moment he opens his eyes, she pulls away and creates distance between them. Exhaustion takes over her body, and she collapses onto the sand, completely vulnerable. This is the moment when everything should come to an end for her. He stands up, ignoring the pain, and draws his blade with practiced ease. The mission is right in front of him, unguarded and simple to complete. Kill her, take the core, and finally be free from everything that has defined his life. It should be easy, something he has done countless times before, but his hand does not move, and that's something he has never experienced. It's not compassion or mercy, at least not in a way he understands. Something deeper, something unfamiliar, is holding him back. She saved him when she didn't have to, and that single act disrupts everything he believes. Instead of finishing the mission, he lowers his weapon and walks away. The island around him is small, quiet, and completely isolated. There are no signs of civilization, no orders to follow, and no enemies to fight. For the first time in his life, there is nothing telling him what to do next. That silence begins to weigh on him in a way he is not prepared for. Without direction, he starts to confront something he has avoided his entire life. At night, the darkness brings something far worse than any enemy. Faces begin to appear in his mind, all the people he has killed over the years. He never counted them, never allowed himself to think about it. But now they come back, one by one, forcing him to remember. And for the first time, those memories don't feel distant. Days pass slowly as something inside him begins to shift. Sitting by the fire one night, he realizes something that unsettles him deeply. He no longer wants to complete the mission that once defined him. That thought alone feels dangerous, like a crack forming in everything he was trained to be. Change has started, and he doesn't know how to stop it. That change becomes even more real when the pain returns. Heat spreads through his body again, stronger than before, breaking him from the inside. The rain falls once more, as if marking the moment. Through the sound of it, he hears something unexpected. The alien queen is crying. Not out of fear, but because of him and everything he represents. Even then, she tries to save him again, her hands glowing as she struggles to heal him. Her power isn't enough this time, and her voice finally breaks through in a weak whisper. It's the first time she speaks, begging him to hold on. Everything fades again, but this time it leads to something entirely different. When he wakes up, the core is no longer in her possession. It is inside him now, beating like a second heart, alive and powerful. She watches him with eyes that carry immense loss, yet no hatred. He doesn't understand what she has done, but he feels its weight. For the first time, he reaches out gently and touches her face, discovering a part of himself he never knew existed. They drift together across the sea, sharing silence instead of conflict. There are no missions and no orders, just survival and presence. When they reach land, they begin again in the simplest way possible. Small actions, such as making fire and finding food, take on new meaning. It feels unfamiliar, but also strangely right. That fragile peace is broken when the past catches up to him. His master appears, calm and controlled as always. The man who shaped him into a weapon stands there as if nothing has changed. He speaks without emotion, reminding him that the mission is only half complete. He is ordered to finish it, to kill the queen and take the core. But this time, the answer is different. For the first time, he refuses, standing firm in a decision that comes from within. He raises his blades, not against an enemy, but against the one who controlled his entire life. The master sees the change and understands it immediately. There is no anger in his reaction, only recognition of something new. The weapon he created has become something more, something he can no longer control. Instead of forcing the fight, he steps away and leaves with a warning of what is coming. With only days before new enemies arrive, they travel back to the ruins of her world. What they find is devastation beyond anything he expected. Broken structures float in silence, and the weight of loss fills the air. Yet even in destruction, something remains. She kneels at the center and calls out in a way that goes beyond language. Slowly, faint lights begin to appear around them. These are the spiritual remains of her people, gathering in response to her call. The core inside him reacts, as if it recognizes them, as if it belongs to something greater. The moment is powerful, but it doesn't last. The sky darkens, signaling the arrival of new threats. This time, he doesn't hesitate or wait for orders. He draws his blades with purpose, ready to stand and fight. Not because he was told to, but because he has chosen to, and the rain finally stopped. For the first time, the silence that followed did not feel empty or heavy. It felt earned, like something he had fought for rather than something forced upon him. And as he stood there, he realized this was no longer about survival, but about protecting what still remained. If this story made you feel something even for a moment, then you already know this was not just about a mission. It was about change, about choosing who you are when everything tells you not to. So if you want more stories like this, hit like and subscribe, because the next one might change the way you see everything too.